Hello, my name is Tamara Mariotti. I'm from Bellevue University, and I am presenting today on the emerging technology of artificial intelligence and the ability to use AI, artificial intelligence, with people with disabilities. The title of my presentation is Equality Through AI. The artificial intelligence through the user experience is explored in this presentation. The objectives are to provide what is artificial intelligence, AI. This presentation will also discuss how instructional designers use Gartner's Incorporated Hype Cycle and Rogers' Diffusion of Innovation models. These are two models that can predict the new and emerging technology and the changes over time in the market's assessment of its future expected value of the technology. So we will talk about that. We'll talk about how AI is inclusively involved within people's lives with disabilities and provide some examples. And we will discuss what is surrounding the future of AI within the disability world. And finally, what instructional designers can do to enhance AI adoptions. Stephen Hawking, a renowned physicist and leader in the disability world, once said, "I have always tried to overcome my limitations and lead as full a life as possible. I've traveled the world from the Antarctic to zero gravity. Perhaps one day I will go into space." Little would Stephen Hawking realize today that AI is currently exploring how to create simulated environments, or that voice learning is on the verge of understanding his robotic augmentative voice technology, to unlock his door or turn on the temperature in his home, to navigate everyday life or work. AI is interacting with the physical world through emerging services and devices. Barriers for disability are being impeccably removed and included in many devices of today. Stephen explored and pushed the world and was accepted as a person with a disability who was capable and intelligent. There are many more people living with a disability that should be able to overcome limitations and lead a full life. So what is artificial intelligence, AI? Artificial intelligence is based on the concept of machine learning that can adapt based on the questions or commands on its own without the help of humans. Technology provides the support options that otherwise had to be completed by a human. This can provide personalization and customization options and has become a useful tool for everyone. Often there is interchangeable discussion about virtual reality and augmented reality when talking about artificial intelligence. Virtual reality can be described as an act of taking you out from the real world and placing you in the imaginary world. VR can be useful in the classroom or learning environment for science experiences, field trips, to extend the environmental discussions of a country instantly within a few seconds. Augmented reality is typically defined as the use of computer technology to enhance our current real environment. AR augments our surroundings by adding graphics, sounds, videos, text to support a surrounding and enhance learning. An example of AR is if you go to a museum and instead of waiting for a guide to explain every piece, you can get every information by using your phone's camera. Virtual reality is defined as the use of computer technology to create a simulated environment. There is no doubt that present-day AI research will provide necessary opportunities to making lives easier and more comfortable for people with disabilities. Individual contributors and investors have been able to unleash their creativity in various ways, and using technology that's available now, they have been able to present solutions that transform people's lives in significant ways. Big companies like Amazon, Microsoft, Google, and Apple have also been working day and night to include accessibility and have been regularly educating everyone about the possibilities that are available through their products, solutions, and technologies. There are emerging subfields within artificial intelligence and the disability world to include pre-built or out-of-the-box, ready-to-go artificial intelligence that help most people, and to include those with disabilities. An example might be having Siri or Alexa recognize most voices without any training, and for most clear voices, Siri or Alexa can answer questions appropriately. There is still limited availability for AI in the workforce, but is coming through. The second is conversational AI that I believe takes AI to a different level. This AI is a huge advancement in the way we interact with computers. Unlike menus, touchscreens, or mouse clicks, using our voice to have a conversation is one of the most natural ways to use a computer. It requires no learning curve, increasing awareness of a personalized, student-based, and predictive collection for managing technology across platforms through AI personalization is clearly not slowing down, and it's not going away. The last is custom AI, which is an intuitive portable device created specifically for a person with a disability. These are in infancy stages, but will hopefully become adapted into the pre-built, out-of-the-box personalization for the future. These technologies read text, identify color, recognize faces, and identify products, for example. So let's talk about the hype cycle and the diffusion of innovation models. Both of these models break down the way in which systems or technologies are decided to enhance and support progress in a company or educational system, or how ideas spread. The hype cycle shows how innovations move through a social network and begins with the technology trigger, the innovation, and moves through the peak of inflated expectations, where it crests and often moves downward through the trough of disillusionment. This is where maturity of the innovation then takes place. After a period of time with the reflection, the reality of the innovation is recognized for what it can do or not do. And following this reality time, there's a slope of enlightenment, which brings forth the positive out of the euphoria and often high costs, and then begins to level out into a plateau of productivity and acceptance. The hype cycle repeats itself with each innovation that can predict the changes over time as the innovation progresses through a market's assessment of its future expected value. The innovation of diffusion is designed from the personal adoption perspective. In his original work, Rogers, Diffusion of Innovation, approaches diffusion as a decision driven by quest for proficiency or cost effectiveness. Rogers examines a population of potential adopters and tries to determine the rate and pattern of adoption, as well as characteristics of the emerging technology through its adopters. It originated in communication to explain how, over time, an idea or product gains momentum and diffuses or spreads through a specific population or social system. There are established adopter categories, and while the majority of the general population tends to fall in the middle categories, it is still necessary to understand the characteristics of the target population. When promoting an innovation, there are different strategies used to appeal to the different adopter categories. There's innovators, then there's the early adopters, then there's the early majority, late majority, and then the laggards who lag behind. To provide you with some guidelines for making decisions about emerging technology, I've provided guidelines for making better decisions. First, you should examine the social network. So find highly respected individuals to work with, keep a scorecard of desirable adoptions, subgroups that are embracing the innovation, personalization, and possible competitors. Secondly, identify organizational support. Understand the culture to consciously adopt or support the risk. Weigh potential benefits against possible risks and consider business and stakeholders to help with the organization's ability to make a good decision about whether to incorporate the new emerging technology. Next, identify desired users. Develop trialability, case studies, promote the innovation to help adapters understand the innovation and communicate the information. Lastly, understand the adoption phases. Use the phases that I talked about earlier to creatively influence people at each stage, especially in the final stage of confirmation where purchasing decisions take place. But keep an honest opinion, take your time, and create experimentation in groups within the business, within individuals, the social network, people with disabilities. Work with them, understand, and guide the decisions. So now let's take this time to view a couple examples of how artificial intelligence is used in the world of disability. In example 1, this is how conversational AI provides advanced interaction and communication. Making Amazon Alexa respond to sign language using artificial intelligence, which Abhishek smoothly communicates with Alexa using sign language. Alexa, which is installed in a laptop with a built-in camera, interprets his signed queries in real time, converting them into text and delivering appropriate responses. Here's the YouTube video.
Alexa. Hello.
Hi there.
Alexa. Hello.
Hi there.
Alexa. What is
Alexa,
the weather? What is the weather?
right now in New York, it's 29 degrees Celsius with
Right
partly
now
sunny
in New York,
skies.
it's
Today's
29
forecast
degrees
has lots of
Celsius with partly
clouds,
sunny
with a
skies.
high of 34 degrees and a low of 24 degrees.
With a high of 34 degrees and a low of 24
Alexa.
degrees.
What is 5 feet in meters?
What is
5 feet is 1.5 meters.
5 feet is 1.5
Alexa.
meters.
What is the time?
Alexa,
The time is 3:33 p.m.
the time is 3:33 p.m.
Alexa. Add X to the list.
I added eggs to your shopping list.
To the list.
I added eggs to your shopping
Alexa.
list.
Tell me a joke.
Alexa, tell me.
Did you hear about golf's new superhero? His name is On the Green Lantern.
His name is On the Green Lantern.
Alexa. Bye.
Bye for now.
Bye. Bye for now.
That was amazing. Example 2 shows Vision AI that provides the ability to read text, recognize faces, and identify products through the product Orcam My Eye. Through various products, the move toward inclusive design is happening.
Orcam My Eye was designed especially for people who are visually impaired, whether it be low vision or any sight condition or fully blind. Anyone can use Orcam My Eye. The most important thing that it can do is that it can read text. It can read text, any printed text, wherever you are, on any surface. Orcam My Eye will be able to read it. So, if it's a book at home in the evening, if it's a newspaper in the morning, if it's the documents that come across your desk at work. But Orcam My Eye can do a lot more than just read text. It'll recognize also the faces of people around you. You can teach it to recognize products. It'll identify barcodes. It'll be able to tell you the color of objects, identify banknotes, and much more. Whilst the technology is really sophisticated, we've made it really easy to use. All I need to do is snap my eye onto any pair of glasses, and it's as simple as pointing towards the object that I wanted to read. My eye immediately captures the image and starts reading back to me in my ear what it sees. Orcam My Eye is already available across 25 countries in the world, and we've translated it into more than 14 languages. So we have already thousands of people using My Eye on a daily basis. People using this technology to lead a more independent life, to stay at work, to be able to live independently, to achieve more. And that is what this technology is about. It's about giving people the independence that they need and empowering them to do the things that they would not otherwise be able to do.
That was amazing as well. So what is the future of AI within the disability world? It is predicted to break down the barriers that have been so apparent in the past lives of people with disabilities. Inclusive opportunities will be made, making lives easier, for instance, like self-driving cars. Supercharged efforts with new abilities and expanded access, such as voice, vision, communication. Design of new products for conversational, pre-built, or custom AI. And the research and solutions through Amazon, Microsoft, Google, and Apple. There are lots and lots of different companies providing research and experiences. They're involving people with disability. Now is the time to look at the design efforts of the future. The potential users for individuals are learning and sensory limitations. Just think of how this will open up education to those with dyslexia or blind and visually impaired students. Those with physical limitations, those who are in nursing homes and are thought unable to live safely or independently, can live on their own with AI. Those that can't talk or physically can't drive can get to and from work. The last potential user are language translations. Will our employment include worldwide companies with multiple languages to work together? Could children from different countries talk with each other to understand different cultures? What about those with disabilities from other countries? In conclusion, providing emerging technologies to create environments where people are not left out is extremely inviting, and inclusion is the future way for those that ethically can provide a positive user experience for people with disabilities. The past few years have been seeing rapid advances in machine learning, or AI, with new technologies achieving dramatic improvements in technical performance. By building artificial intelligence systems with users in mind from the ground up, and including those with disabilities, an entirely new area of design and interaction with full inclusion is possible and probable. Companies are interested in the full spectrum of human interaction with machine intelligence, from supporting engineers to understanding everyday experiences with AI. This includes research, inventing new technology, and creating frameworks for design in order to drive a human-centered approach to artificial intelligence. So stay tuned. Google, Amazon, Microsoft are companies worth watching and crucial to the future of AI. Thank you for your time. Please feel free to email me at tmariotti@my365.bellevue.edu or stop by my website. Please move to the last slide for additional website articles regarding AI and disability that I believe are especially interesting.